the world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things. I don't want to sing anymore. Do you want me to sing more?
Well, we can't use any of this because it's so good. It's so good, we'll get copyright flagged.
Me and Beyonce.
Whereas when I sing, it's considered satire. Vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow to view, vow, 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 vow to view,
vow to view each other's movies, even though we don't always like them, but it's okay because we love each other and movies too. Hey everyone, welcome to Vow to View, your Doof Media podcast, all about marriage and the things we make each other watch. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
And together, we're the Dailies.
Wow, you got like real loud.
I thought you turned me down.
Hold on, something's...
Are you going to mute me? Did you just mute me?
I did not just
Did you just turn me down? You just turned me down, didn't you?
Oh my God.
Scott,
it's been so long.
You have forgotten.
So
this
long.
is called a microphone. And this is called the arm.
Do I hit it? Do I hit the arm?
And you don't have to actually be right on top of the mic. Like, you don't have to eat it.
Yeah. You should listen to that note and take that note and use that note in your life. Elyse.
I don't have to eat the microphone?
No.
But it looks like ice cream. I love ice cream.
Are we starting over or are we just going to roll from here? Oh my God, that's gross. That's really gross.
I'm licking the ice cream cone.
Hey Elyse, can we do the show now?
I thought we were already doing it. Are we starting over?
I don't know. I don't know what
I wasn't
to do
going
at this
to.
point.
Tell me what this podcast is about, Scott.
This is a podcast all about marriage. You said that already.
And ice cream.
This is the podcast where my wife Elyse and I each select a movie loosely tied to a theme of our choice, and then we watch it, and then we come together over microphones and talk about it, and talk about love and marriage and the things we learn and things these movies allow us to learn about each other.
Off script.
And
ourselves. There you go.
This week we're back from our sunny, sandy, and salty trip to Hawaii.
You know I love alliteration.
Jesus, now that we are in mourning of the trip, back to reality. Jesus. We wanted to continue our time on the beach with movies. And this week we're covering Elyse's pick, the 1959 beach surfing movie, Gidget. Yep. But first, we've got some other business to do.
We've got some great news.
You know, I just realized the fan is on. That's what I just realized.
Is that what's the matter?
I think that's what's throwing me off, is the fan is on.
Do you want me to turn the fan off? I think it's a nice breeze.
Well,
can you hear it?
I feel like we can probably hear it. But you know what?
Let's just see. Let's be the test
one. The fan will be like the beach.
Like in my hair. Oh my gosh, Scott, this is the time where in our episode we talk about your favorite show, and this week it might be your favorite show, and I don't know if you want to throw up with this one. I think that you really might just like it and call the Bachelorette blurb. Blurg. Well, you had blurg.
That's just an onomatopoeia for the noise one makes. There you go. Yeah, we're talking about The Bachelor.
But it's not throw it this week. It is good this week. And Scott, not only is it good because it's Fantasy Suite week, and we finally found out who the windmill guy is, but it's good because he finally goes home.
Yeah, this is the week Fantasy Suites. So Fantasy Suites, we talked about this before. Fantasy Suites is the night where
everyone pretends they don't know that it's coming up, but it's always coming up, and so they're like, "Oh, what's this?"
They basically get time alone with each other without cameras,
the bang suite,
which is code for they get to sleep with each other.
Sometimes they just cuddle.
So we got 4 dudes left.
Okay, so let's go.
Peter, Pilot Eater.
Yes, we've got Tyler. The Greek statue of a man.
Sure. We got
Jed.
I don't like that name. Jed. I don't like
Jed.
it.
I have a friend named Jed.
I don't like it. Tell Jed I don't like his name.
I like Jed.
And then finally, last and certainly least, we have
Luke P.
The born-again bullshitter.
Okay, so let's begin, Scott, by saying that last week they had teased about how, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago.
It's the whole since the
they've
beginning
been
of the show.
teasing
They've been
it
teasing this
and about
episode.
how Luke was going home, but then we find out that she got him to go to the limo by telling him that she had had sex with someone in a windmill.
So the big question,
and it was twice. They banged twice in a windmill. Wink to the camera, and so the whole time was who could this mysterious windmill banger be?
mysterious windmill banger.
And
so
before
we all
the
had
episode,
we all had our guesses, and I think
I
both
thought
you and I looked at each other and we said
Tyler.
Tyler is the most attractive of the men.
Yes, I think
he is
so.
Very built. He's a good-looking dude. And she is the one that he is physically.
Yeah,
he is the one that she is physically most attracted to. So if you're
evidently he's not the best kisser. She said Luke's the best kisser, but everything else, it's got to go to Tyler.
So we were like, absolutely. If she's gonna fuck anyone in a windmill, it's gonna be that guy.
Twice. Yeah, it's gonna be him. But shocker to everyone. Shocker. Spoilers. The windmill banger with Peter.
Nice guys don't always finish last.
Unexpected.
Nice guys.
Peter.
Nice guys don't always finish last, Elyse. Sometimes they finish twice.
Oh, I didn't tell you that I have like 5 degrees to Peter, do I?
I feel like you're glossing over my amazing joke right there. Finish like jizz.
Anyways, I got 5 degrees to Peter. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that Peter went to Baylor?
Isn't the entire point of the degrees of separation thing that you have that beyond like 5, it's like with everyone, basically?
Well, I mean, like,
So
it's technically 2.
Oh, well, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Why would you not say that?
Well, I guess, yeah, I have got a friend and he knew Peter.
Well, yeah,
Is that 2? That's 2, right?
That is the definition.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyways, so evidently Peter went to Baylor for at least a semester. And I went to Baylor.
Here's something we need to clear up, because I just said that Tyler's the attractive one.
And I agreed.
But that is not, like, they're on television. All these dudes are good looking dudes. Like, they're on
supposed
TV.
to be. Sometimes they're not.
Okay.
Like Luke.
The point is,
got to do something about that beard.
Peter's not a bad
He needs to
looking
take
dude.
notes from you.
Yeah,
Peter's like baby turtle cute.
But Peter is the, like, he is the nice guy. Like, he's the sweet.
Yes.
He's a pilot. He's a sweet, nice guy.
He's the cartoon character.
What, the cartoon character?
Yeah, he's like the cartoon character in Love.
So anyway,
He's got like the hearts around him, and
you never bang the cartoon character.
You don't.
But she
unless
did.
it's Aladdin.
She did. So let's move on. Let's screw all this. Let's move on to the most important event of the night.
She didn't bang Tyler.
That's not what I was going to say.
That's important.
But sure.
Okay, but no. Most important event of the night.
So Luke P, our born again Christian man, sits her down. And he's what he starts off with. I think I said this to you.
Yes,
I think it's fair. He is a person that, because of his faith, he believes in you should not have sex before marriage, and that is a strongly held belief of his. And
he went astray. He made some mistakes that he felt that he should not have done.
Yeah, and he is abstaining from sex, and that is I respect that position. You are allowed to have your own beliefs, your systems, and believe the things that you believe. But the way he chooses to broach this topic with her is basically like, if you tell me that you have slept with anyone else on the show,
I don't know. Think I want to be here.
Home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home.
And that's what he said.
Yeah. That's what he said. And she immediately gets pissed off.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny
don't
because
misconstrue my words, Scott.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then he immediately starts to try to backpedal because that's what he does.
Because that's what's happened the whole show. Is people misconstrue. No, you said this.
You said it. Yeah. I mean, but the thing that I like about this.
Yes. Tell me. What do you like?
Is like you can almost see the light bulb.
Like it.
You can almost see the light bulb go off in her head because like she is mad not just because of what he just said here, but she is immediately mad because she finally sees the person that literally every other man on the show was telling him he was from the beginning. They've been warning her about this guy. They've been telling her about this guy from the very start of the show, and she's always ignored it because he's a good kisser. And then you see in her head, like you almost see the gears like click. And she gets it now. And she's like, oh, this is the guy everyone was telling her about. And she's just done. look, I don't like the show, Elyse. I think it's a stupid show. I love this girl.
She's great. And we were so iffy about her at the beginning because she royally messed up.
She was terrible live. She was awful live.
Yeah.
Whatever coaching they put her through in between the live
2 days.
show.
2 days extra they took. And
brilliant. They should do it for everyone.
I'd like to go through that coaching.
She's amazing.
It's gotta be amazing coaching.
And let's just say part of the reason she's amazing is because she's a very strong-willed person that knows what she wants and
she speaks her mind.
And she does. And so she's basically like, you're done. And she's like, you want me to walk you to the car? Like, she's like, I don't want you to be my husband. I don't want you here. Go away. You're done. And this motherfucker.
Yeah. What does he do?
Refuses. He says, can I have?
I think you owe this to me.
Can I have an opportunity to respond to what you've just said? And she's like, no. Which is just so wonderful. She's like, no, I don't need you to respond. I've made up my mind. I've gotten clarity. I don't want you here.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. And
that's what's going on in heaven.
He says, you owe me the chance to give an explanation.
I don't owe you anything.
Oh, she got so mad. I don't owe you shit. And she sends him home.
Because she has, she's done everything. She has asked him to be honest and upfront about the feelings. She's asked for she sent him home once before. And he turned around and came back.
Here's what I think. I love about this so much. This argument, this drama is not about a Christian person's decision to abstain from sex before marriage. Like that is...
It's about the drama of television. He was trying to think of something, and she brilliantly beautifully said that, yes, that is something that you were correct, has been stated in the Bible, and it is considered to be a sin, but so is pride.
Yeah, I loved it.
And that is exactly what it was such...
I said from the beginning of the show that this is the type of guy that gives Christianity a bad name. And look, there's plenty of things throughout history that have people been shitty people. But the point is, he is a type of person that thinks he's hot shit now because he's saved and thinks, and you're pride is absolutely right. He's a prideful person that has decided because he is Christian, he is better than everyone else, and everyone must abide by the way he thinks and the way he sees things, or else they are bad people and he doesn't want to associate with them. And I've experienced people like that in my life, and they're not fun. I don't like those people. I sniffed this out in him from the beginning, and I am very happy to have this show prove that that initial read on him was perfectly correct. I think she handled it beautifully. And then the stupid, he won't leave, right? And so she's like, the only way I can get you to get in that car, I'll tell you what I did. I have had sex in a windmill. And you know what? We did it again.
Well, that was off camera.
Yeah,
she didn't tell him that.
She didn't tell him
but
that.
She said in her interview, "And we did it again."
Right. And
wink.
The thing that I love about that is she was really trying hard not to. The entire argument, the entire conversation was about the idea of what he is pressing. She did not, until he refused to leave, she did not say anything about any of the relationships she's had with any of their guys, because that's not his business, and that's not really our business. It's
stay in your lane,
exactly.
Luke.
But he forced her hand, and then before he gets in that car, can I pray over you? Fuck you. So angry. But he's gone.
Yeah.
Or is he?
Yeah, evidently he comes back.
Yeah, but he comes
back, and then the other guy isn't going to get him to go away again.
He's going to come back for 5 minutes. She's going to cry and be really pissed off. They're going to yell at him. There's going to be close to a physical altercation, but not a physical altercation. And then he's going to go.
This is what's so frustrating too is, he has said before, he obviously has issues with respecting women, I think, based on his, before he had his come to Jesus moment, just, treating women probably very inappropriately and just and he's shortchange.
He's just reframed how he does that.
Yeah. And
it's
the fact
not physically or sexually anymore. It's
a woman has told you to go. She has asked you to leave once. You turned around and came back. She's asked you to leave again, and you refused to get up and leave, and now you're going to come back. It's just like when someone tells you something and it is not something that you want to hear, you have to realize that you need to respect their wishes and take that. Realize, okay, there's something that I need to do. There's something that I need to grow. If this is the type of person that I want to be with, what is it that's inside myself right now that they're seeing is not something that I can be with them? So I need to go and work on myself, and I'm not going to be able to be with Hannah, and I need to come to terms with that. And if I want to be with someone like her, here's what I need to do. And that's something that doesn't even cross his mind as he needs to have any sort of like self-improvement done. But he is definitely someone who needs to go back and have some self-reflection. And oh my gosh, I hope beyond all hope that he's not on Paradise, which I think that they'll put him on there. But if they put him on Paradise,
if they put him on that show, he's the biggest hypocrite in the world, because that show is about banging. So for him to go on that, like, I don't think they're going to do it. For him to go on that show, he'll probably do it though, because fuck this guy. The thing that upsets me is that the hometowns were last week, right?
And we didn't get to talk about hometowns because we had a week off. Yeah,
and there's his entire family is talking about how good of a guy he is, and like he's like the nicest friend, the kindest person. He brings her to this Bible study class that he leads and gives this big spiel in front of them. And we've said from the beginning that all this feels fake, and it's like he's got people, and like, I get what his family loves him. They're always going to love him. They're his family. But he's got all these people at this damn Bible study thing fooled too, right?
I mean, his dad said if it's someone that can love you after going through all of that, then we don't deserve her. But I'm glad that, I mean, like he said that. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, yes. And he has issues he needs to work with. I have issues I need to work with too.
Everybody has
all
issues.
do.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point she was trying to make. Is according to the faith that he is trying to so stringently live by, everyone's fucked up. Everyone is messed up. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone challenges and goes through things. Everyone sins.
Yeah.
And the point of that faith is supposed to be
grace.
Don't judge other people.
You
for
have
their
grace.
Sins. Don't demand
I think
things.
I need to have a bigger lesson on grace myself. Me like talking about him and all of this stuff too.
We've been shitting on this guy.
I mean, I think that he needs to go back and kind of look at that too through a lens of how I could have done this better.
Treat him better.
Yeah.
We've talked about this show for 20 freaking minutes. Remember when this segment was supposed to be 5 minutes long?
Okay, yeah. But before we're down to the final 3 now. So I want to know, who do you think wins? Let's put them in first, second, and third place order. And I can't say anything because
you've cheated.
I read the spoilers, but the spoiler that I read, he went back and changed it and said it was actually the other person. But watching all of this, I don't even know how it could be that person. So I don't know, Scott. Okay. I don't know. I want to know your first, second, third.
I'm going to say, based on that clue you've just said, I'm going to say Jed is going to win. I think it's between Jed and Peter.
Okay.
Because I think
Peter always the runner-up. Yeah, Peter,
I do. Aww. I think Peter is a perpetual runner-up, but and he's my favorite. I think what's going to happen with Tyler is her concern about the concern she has about that is that physically they're great.
Emotionally, that's a big part of it too,
and that's an important part, especially when you're starting to talk about parents. Weddings. Look, it's been a week. I'm out of practice with this whole podcast thing. I don't remember how to do it.
What is this about talking to people in front of a microphone? Oh my God,
what is this?
It should just be like you're having a conversation with me, Scott. Okay. We're just dissecting The Bachelorette. What would you have said before I had said I was surprised?
I would have said Peter's going to win. I would have said Peter, Tyler, Peter wins.
See, I would have been surprised. Never mind. I'm not going to go into any of this. I'm not going to. Yep. Okay, so we'll find out next week. So now's my favorite part of the show. Well, I guess it's like, I don't know. I just love this part of the show so much. My Rosies and Thornies.
Do you love the entire show?
I do. Anyways, I tried to look up today. I didn't try. I almost looked up today how I would make something if I wanted to do some sort of merchandise with Rosies and Thornies. Got to copyright that. We got to copyright it, Scott, because Rosies and Thornies, Vow to View was me.
I think what we would have to do
Anyways.
is copyright. We would have to make a logo, and we could copyright the Rosies and Thornies thing.
We should do that.
Yeah, we should. Nobody steal it. Nobody steal it.
Or you could come up with a thing for us.
Yeah, if you're an artist that listening to the show.
Rosies and Thornies logo.
Yeah.
Let me know.
We need to buy rosiesandthornies.com, like, stat.
We should have a Rosies and Thornies website. Everyone can share their Rosies and Thornies. It's a way to vent.
Okay, so yeah, this is the part of the show where we talk about the good things
The
and the
highs,
bad.
the lows, the sunshine, the clouds.
In the last week.
Yes.
A special edition of Rosies and Thornies because we were on our Hawaiian vacation.
Hawaiian. Yeah, evidently they say their W is like a V sometimes in Hawaii.
Do you think it's weird that we as Americans just like pronounce stuff wrongly and then are just like, I don't care.
It's a tomato, Scott. It's an envelope.
We say Hawaii wrong.
Hawaii.
We say it wrong.
Hawaii.
But we're all just like,
we conquered you. That's what it's like. That's what they think. And that is sad. And that is one thing that we learned on this vacation is how horrible America was to Hawaii.
well, I mean, America's pretty horrible. Just any of our territories, we're pretty horrible too.
Yeah,
so.
the history of Hawaii, it's a sad one.
It is. It is. Okay,
but anyway, Scott, vacation style Roses and Thornies. What is your Rosie
we're starting
for our vacation?
positive.
Oh, no, we start negative. What's your Thorny for the vacation?
My Thorny is,
Yes.
Elise, one thing I loved about our Hawaiian vacation
was we were in Hawaii. Oh, yeah, and the food was good too.
The food was excellent.
The pineapple.
You
ate the core of the pineapple.
We went to a pineapple farm, and they gave us just the freshest pineapple, and it was so good.
It was.
We
learned about the peduncle, the pineapple. That's like my new favorite word.
Peduncle.
A peduncle. That's what pineapple grows on.
We need to find a way to use that word in just normal everyday life.
A peduncle.
Yeah.
The pineapple is not far from the peduncle.
That's bad. That's bad.
No, it is.
That's bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
Because are you trying to do
the peduncle? Are you trying to do
the apple?
Yeah.
Well, pineapples don't fall off the peduncle.
Yeah, you pick them.
The point is,
you're gonna pick that peduncle.
The point is, we ate a lot of great food, and one of the things you and I like is Hawaiian pizza.
We do. We love it here.
I know. Pineapple
on the mainland.
On pizza is very contentious. We love it. I think it's delicious. So we went to Hawaii, and we were like, and one night we were gonna have pizza, and we were like,
Hawaiian pizza in Hawaii. In Hawaii.
We should have some Hawaiian pizza. So we did that. And this is like one of the worst pizzas I've ever. What is it?
Not only the worst pineapple pizza, like Hawaiian pizza, but just the worst pizza. Because we had more than just one type of pizza.
And I know what you guys are thinking. How can pizza be bad? Even bad pizza is still pizza. There was no flavor.
I don't think that they ever saw salt and pepper in their kitchen.
You know what the most disgusting part about this Hawaiian pizza was?
The pineapple.
They used in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
They used
You're still not saying it right, Scott. In Hawaii.
They used canned pineapple.
Canned pineapple on the same day. The same day, Scott, that we had spent in the pineapple fields, and we were eating all of this wonderful Maui Gold pineapple, we knew how fresh it was.
I wanted to go home and get the pineapple they gave us and bring it to the restaurant.
We could have.
Here is a pineapple. What are you
Why
doing?
Canned pineapple in Hawaii?
That's my thorn.
That's a good thorn, Scott. That was a really good thorn of the vacation.
Thank you. It was disgusting. I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but don't go there. It
started with an M.
Don't go to an M restaurant that serves pizza on Maui. Don't go there. Yeah. It's terrible.
Morelli's?
Sure.
Something like awful. That. Monorelli's?
It's terrible.
Awful.
We had Hawaiian pizza.
I had it the next day.
Our last night.
I also had it the next night.
I didn't, but I had Hawaiian pizza the last night we were there, and that was good.
It was much better. Oh, gosh. I liked the one at Monkey Pod better. And the jalapeno, the pulled pork, fresh pineapple.
Anyway, what was your thorn?
So my thorn, I'm going to actually go to one that happened post-vacation, but it's vacation-related because when everyone knows that when you go on vacation, one thing that lets the burglars know that you're not home is all of your mail collects. And so I put our mail on hold so that it would stop, coming to our house while we were gone. And they delivered it the day that we got the day we left, whatever. They delivered it. And during the time that we were gone, I was supposed to get a package in the mail. And because it was supposed to come through the post office, it was, supposed to come with the held mail. Mm-hmm. And so I got my mom to go by the day before when they were supposed to drop off the mail because I picked the wrong day anyways.
It's fine, it happens.
But they were supposed to have delivered it with the mail that day, and they didn't. And so then I went to the post office today in order to pick it up. And I went, and I had already waited for at least 30 minutes. And that's like a low estimate because I'm pretty sure it was longer than 30 minutes. I gave them the tracking number, and I gave them my address. And they couldn't find it. And they said, it's already with the carrier. It's in his box. And so it should be delivered with your mail today. I said, okay. So I went and ran the rest of my errands and I came home, and then the mail came later than it normally did. But when I finally checked the mail, there was no package. So it's 3:00. The post office closes in 2 hours. So I scurry back on over to that little post office, and I stand in line and behind 4 people who are waiting, who have already been waiting there for much longer than I have. Uh-huh. I rang that bell. No one came. It took me quite a long time in order to get up to the office window and have my turn. And then he pulled the package. So why might I ask the same man, I come a second time, hours later, and then he finds the package? It was not with the mail delivery man. It was there the entire time. And I spent at least an hour and a half of my day at the post office waiting for this package that they should have delivered with the held mail, like all good postal agents should do, is deliver the entirety of the mail that was on hold. So what else could we have been missing from our mail that was on hold? I don't know. I could have gotten other birthday presents that I didn't get the tracking information on.
What's the deal with airplane food? It's like you're complaining about the United States Mail Service, which is like often frustrating and terrible.
I hated it.
Government places have long lines. I'm sorry you had that.
I don't know why you have to speak like that to me. I was really frustrated.
I know, you were texting me so much. I'm in a meeting.
I had to let my frustration out.
I'm in a meeting at work.
Somewhere.
I'm in a meeting at work, and my phone's just going.
You didn't tell me you were in a meeting.
What am I going to do? I'm not going to tell you that.
You say, I'm in a meeting.
It's fine. It was really funny. I'm glad your vacation was so good that the only bad thing that happened after the end of the vacation. That's great.
Yep.
That's great. Speaking of good vacations,
yes.
What is your favorite part of that vacation, Elyse?
So,
what's your rosy?
I just have to say that in its entirety, the island of Kauai, it's one of the most beautiful places that I have ever been to.
Let's just say.
And then our hotel, the window, the view, the whole time with those mountains and the clouds and the bay. I mean, like, I just wanted to sit there and stare the whole time.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful thing.
So the way our vacation worked is we spent the first 4 days in Maui. We met a couple of our friends that were doing their honeymoon in Maui. So we met them for a few days, and we did a bunch of fun Maui stuff. And Maui's a beautiful place. I love the beaches in Maui. We did the road to Hana, which is just this amazing thing.
We set it on fire.
The road to Hana is an amazing thing that you should really do if you ever go to Maui. I loved Maui.
That was great.
Kauai kicks the shit out of Maui.
My gosh.
That is the most beautiful island I've ever seen in my entire life. The whole island.
Well, it's not the only island because you've seen Maui too.
I've been to several islands.
Oh, what other islands have you been
I've
to?
been to Jamaica.
Cousin brother.
I've been to the Bahamian Islands. It's an inside joke that I don't have time to explain. Maui is beautiful, and you are absolutely correct. So we went big on the second half of our hotel, right? We stayed at an Airbnb. We tried to live cheap the first half.
In Maui.
The second half, we did a resort in Kauai. We got a nice room at a nice resort in Kauai. It was probably too much money.
It was my birthday.
It was Elise's 30th birthday. We wanted to go big. We did it, and I'm glad we did because the view out of that freaking place.
Scott.
Yeah.
The beaches on Kauai.
Oh my God.
So Elyse, I have this thing.
Explain beach.
I have this thing, guys. And I don't really like the beach. I don't really like sand. The only beach that I've ever been to that I liked was the one in Italy because the sand was bigger and it had like the granules were easier to get off of you. And so when we went to the beach in Maui, and the sand stuck and got everywhere, and I couldn't get it out of anything, and it was really frustrating to me. I was like, oh, maybe I just really am not going to like any of the beaches here. But then we went to the beach, where it's the mountains meet the beach. We have a beach. The beaches of America are wonderful, and the beaches of the world are the best. That's where I like to go, where it's a mountain that meets the beach.
Just call it it's still a beach.
It's a beach.
It's just a beach next to a mountain.
It's the mountains that turn to beach. It's the beach.
I hate this word so much, but I'm glad you liked the beaches and
the
Kauai.
beaches.
My favorite part of the trip also happened in Kauai.
Kauai. How did they say Kauai?
Kauai.
They said it a little different.
Kauai.
Okay.
So one of the other things we did in Kauai was we did a boat tour on a was it a
catamaran?
A catamaran. It was. I
just had to spell check it. Sorry.
So we went around the Napoli. It's
Nepali.
It's 2 words.
Nepali.
But some places it's definitely 2 words, but in some places they spelled it as 1 word, which I think is just America being America again. The Napali mountain range. Am I saying it wrong still?
No.
I'm trying to put a space between the words.
It's fine.
Basically, it's these. I think it means the cliffs. In
it
Hawaii.
does. We found that out.
So you take a boat ride around the island, and you just like ride past these beautiful cliffs that run off right into the ocean, and it was an amazing. It's supposed to be a sunset dinner cruise. They call it a cruise. It's not really.
It's not a cruise.
It's
like a catamaran.
It's not fancy food either. We had it's pork and
Hawaiian food.
Some basic Hawaiian food.
Poi.
However.
Yes. However,
our captain.
Our captain.
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack. Little Rob and Rachel. Yes.
Captain Jack was insane.
Authentic Hawaiian.
Insane. So, like I said, we are right up next to cliffs. Like we were riding around in this boat right next to the cliffs, and our captain just says, "We're going to give you something that none of all these boats do. See all these boats? They're turning around. All these boats
They put up their sail and they're going home.
They're not.
But not this boat.
This boat. We're
from
the
here. Platinum.
They're not from here.
We're getting the platinum tour.
This is my home, and I'm going to show you my home. And what he means by I'm going to show you my home is he's going to take.
He's going to kill us.
He's going to take his big $1 million catamaran.
You never leave my home.
He's going to take his big $1 million catamaran, and he's going to drive that sucker right up to the cliffs, like right next, like literally 2 feet maybe between the edge of the boat and the wall of the rock.
Yeah.
And this is it's the ocean, so there are waves rocking you and pushing you against the cliffs. And he goes right up. There's a waterfall. There's this beautiful waterfall coming down a fresh waterfall coming down the cliffs, ending in the beach. And he's like, "You want to get under the waterfall? We'll take you under the waterfall." And he starts, and the waterfall has a rainbow coming off it at this time of day.
Beautiful.
He starts playing somewhere under the rainbow, and he just gets right up under gets the boat right under the waterfall, and it's all raining water on everyone. And if you don't get under the waterfall, he yells at you.
Yes, he does, because he yelled at us because I didn't want to get wet.
Because we're wearing clothes. We were on a
and the sun was going down,
it was
and so it was going to get
cruise.
cold.
We were not expecting.
Not going to dry out.
Not wear a swimsuit.
We didn't have towels in the car.
But he finally guilted us into standing up. He's like, "How many times are you going to stand under a waterfall in the ocean
that you didn't have to hike to?"
Yeah, which is true.
It's true. We hiked to a waterfall.
Yeah.
But this one, we didn't have to do any work.
It was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. What was the name of the boat company again?
Blue Dolphin Charters.
Blue Dolphin Charters. If you are in Kauai, if you want to go take a catamaran tour,
we are getting no money, no sponsorship.
No sponsorships. This is the one to
go.
Blue
Dolphin. Yep. Ask for Captain Jack.
Yeah, ask for Captain Jack and first mate
Little Rob.
You're
a single lady.
Little Rob.
He might,
There was a lady on our boat that was drinking lots of alcohol.
Yeah, it was an open bar.
And Little Rob was very much into this lady.
He did quite fancy her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe they met at a windmill.
Oh. Wink, wink.
Callback humor. Okay, so that is Hawaii. We had a great time. We loved it. But we are happy to be back at the business
with our puppies, despite their farts.
Yeah. Okay, Elyse. That's gross. But
What?
I guess we're
Maggie's
here.
got really bad farts right
So
now.
let's move on to the main event, Elyse, now that we've spent, 30 minutes on all this other shit.
Oh, that was the important stuff. That's why people come. They come to hear about us.
But the movies, this is why we're changing the format of the podcast coming soon, because the movies are supposed to be the thing that we're doing, but it's not anymore. And we're going to change that.
We are?
We're going to change it.
Oh, no. Everyone's going to leave us.
Elyse?
But maybe they'll pull a Luke and we say it, and then we're like, you're going to leave us. And they're like, no, we're not.
Elyse, stop talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And talk to me about Gidget.
Okay, so Gidget, 1959. Gidget is the story of a 16-year-old girl that decides to spend her summer hanging out with a bunch of 20-year-olds learning how to surf. She falls in love with a guy named Moondoggy, which apparently people think is actually a good nickname. Apparently the lesson in this movie is that surfing is bad and that all these bums should get a job. Oh, the 50s.
So that is Gidget.
Yeah.
Gidget was directed by Paul Vendkos.
Okay.
He did a bunch of movies that you've never heard of.
Okay.
It stars Sandra Dee was the big draw of this movie.
Look at me, I'm Sandra Dee. That's why I couldn't remember the name, because I was thinking of that.
Of Grease, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a weird little movie. So why don't you talk to me about why you picked this movie? Why, when you heard beaches, did you think Gidget?
I just remember watching Gidget when I was little, and it had a beach on it, and it was surfing, and I thought that surfing was fun, and we would pretend that we were doing surfing. And then, beach movies. I didn't think Scott'd seen Gidget, and I was right. Scott hasn't seen Gidget. We also watched the TV show with Sally Field on it. So we saw the movie, and then we watched the show with her later. We liked it.
Okay. Well, what do you like about this movie? Talk to me about this movie a little bit.
I don't know. I just like the idea that Gidget was like different from all of her other friends and like wanted to do something that people thought that she shouldn't do, and she, set her mind to it, and she proved that she could do it.
This movie's very progressive in some ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just pre-60s. But it's basic. 59 is basically the 60s. All the 60s stuff started a little early anyway. But yeah, I mean, so this movie starts with Gidget and her friends going to the beach with the express purpose of picking up a bunch of dudes.
They said they were going manhunting.
Yeah, and they immediately kind of... The movie telegraphs Gidget as being different from all her friends in a few ways. They all look very much like older women. They're wearing very form-fitting swimsuits that accentuate their curves and boobies. While Gidget is
in a really cute swimsuit.
It's a childish swimsuit.
Oh, but I liked it.
It's this childish one piece. All the other girls are wearing white. She's wearing red. She's wearing this red childish swim. At one point,
let me just say,
sorry, go ahead.
People underestimate the power of a one-piece swimsuit.
One pieces are in right now, but the point
I
was... I
love a good one piece.
The point was, in 1959, one pieces were not in, bikinis were in. And so the choice of the swimsuit, I think, was doing a whole lot.
Yes,
and
I know.
It is a little weird, though, that she's depicted as so childish when the dudes in this movie... Like, I don't know, I guess 20, I don't know how old they're supposed to be.
They were in college.
Okay.
They were college men.
Well, one of them was, Moondoggy was a college man, but what about Kahuna? He seemed like
now,
he was 40.
Yes. He was much older. I would say he was around his early 40s. You're correct in that, Kahuna.
Well, it's Cliff Robertson. He was born in 1923. So in 1959... He would have been...
He'd been in his 40s.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, he'd been in his
23 plus 40?
23 plus 40. 63.
So he would have been in his late 30s.
Ah. Okay, so he'd have been in his late 30s.
The point is, he looks like an old dude, and I'm not even sure how old he's supposed to... Not an old dude. He looks like a dude... I'm old now.
Yeah, you don't want to say old dude, because if he was...
I know, I have to start doing that.
Oh, and then you would have called me old, too.
Yeah, 30-year-old Elyse. Welcome. Anyway.
I'm having a life crisis. I was thinking about this.
So the whole concept of this movie is she's kind of seen as like the childish... All these... First of all, none of them have success picking up any of these men, because none of these surfer dudes... They ogle them, but they then seem utterly uninterested in them entirely.
They're from high school.
Yeah, they're little high school
Duh.
girls. Gidget, on the other hand, wants to snorkel, and she almost drowns.
She wears like ram horned snorkels.
It's hilarious. Maybe that's just what all snorkels look like in 1959. I don't know, but it's hilarious. She almost drowns. She's saved by Moondoggy, and
Moondoggy.
After he saves her, he surfs her back to the beach, and so she
just
falls in love with surfing.
All of those men who are surfing with her on the surfboard,
they're not that good at surfing.
They got their head right in her butt. It's like just there.
It is.
It's awful.
So then she decides surfing is the most exhilarating thing of her life. She runs home.
All she wants to do is surf.
She runs home to her parents. She gets $25 to buy a surfboard. God, I wish they cost that much now. And then the rest of the movie.
Would you buy a surfboard if it was only $25?
Yeah, I'd buy a surfboard.
Would you try and surf? Why didn't you try and surf in Hawaii?
I don't, because I'm probably bad at it, and
I have a really good balance. I might be good at it.
Do you?
I do.
Do you?
Scott.
Remember?
I was a dancer.
Remember when we were in the ocean and your feet didn't touch, and then you panicked?
Well, that was because the rocks were hard, and I couldn't, find the soft
your
rocks.
Feet don't always touch.
Yeah, but I would have had better footwear.
Okay. Anyway,
are you allowed to wear footwear on a surfboard? I guess most people I see are barefoot.
What do you mean allowed?
I mean,
they're gonna ban you from surfing if you wear water shoes?
No, they won't ban you, but I mean, the traction is on.
You probably get a better grip on the board barefoot. That's why we had to go barefoot on our catamaran cruise.
It's a good point
we had
there.
Better traction.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Anyway, the whole movie is her learning to surf, and she's really bad at it for a while, and then she decides she's worried because all the other women are boy crazy, right? And she just never really found a guy that she likes that care enough about boys. And I was like, ooh, are they gonna do some weird kind of, maybe she's a lesbian or maybe she's asexual? And
not in the 1950s.
And then I remembered it was 1959, and no, it's just
this was progressive enough for them.
She hadn't met the right man yet, and of course, Moondoggy becomes that right man. But Moondoggy has a girlfriend already, and he's not interested.
Scandalous. So at the luau,
which they called an orgy in the movie, which is funny. It's just a big orgy. Oh, okay.
Everybody wants to go to the luau. Then our luau was no big orgy.
We went to a luau, no orgies. Although we did learn that hula used to be performed topless. And after I learned that fact, I could not stop picturing that while all the ladies were hulaing in front of us.
And let's just say, I think that the women had a lot more coverage than those men in that luau.
Oh, we saw a bunch of bare man ass.
We did.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
And I also think that some of their moves were a lot more difficult. I mean, the way that they had to use their inner thighs, I want to get some workout like that. I mean, that's a good, solid thigh workout.
Sure. Let's talk about Gidget.
Okay.
I guess we should say.
I mean, she's got really tiny thighs.
Gidget, actually, it means girl midget, which is is mean.
Yeah, that does sound kind of mean.
It's not a good thing, but that's what they nicknamed her, and she just decided she liked it.
Yeah.
So whatever. So yeah, what happens at the end of this movie, Elyse?
She gets the boy.
She gets the boy.
She gets a boy, and all is happily ever after.
But so here's the interesting thing about this movie. So you have
yes, do tell.
You have Big Kahuna.
Yeah.
And he is he's an old dude.
He's a surfer bum.
He's a true surfer bum. The rest of these guys,
no job.
The rest of these guys are just college kids that are spending their summer.
Moondoggy wants to be a surfer bum.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his lot in life right now. It's what he's working towards. And I don't know how you work towards becoming a surfer bum. I think you just stop doing anything and you just surf. And hey, you're a surfer bum.
So he's
that may be wrong. I don't know.
I'm going to tell my dad I'm not going back to school, and I'm going to follow you, Big Kahuna, wherever you're going. But the lesson of the movie in delightfully 50s style is actually following your dreams is bad. Go to school and get a job. And it turns out that Big Kahuna's whole posturing about, I don't care about anything. All I need is my board and the waves and my bird. Some sand.
But the bird died.
The bird died.
Yeah.
All I need is my board and the waves and some sand in between my toes, and I'm set for life. And now
I don't want any sand between my toes.
At the end of the movie, he gets a job, and that's yay!
Happily ever after. Yay!
We solved the problem of people being not contributing to the market by forcing them to contribute.
And now Moondoggy doesn't want to be a surfer bum anymore because it didn't work for Kahuna, so it can't work for him.
He wants to fall in love with a
job.
16-year-old and go back to school.
But the parents are okay with it because it gives the girl stability in her future.
Yeah, it's very 50s.
Yes.
It's very 50s. I mean, like, it's like... just one that's a tried and true like want of parents, right? But normally like in a teen movie in like maybe the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, it would not be turns out mom and dad were right. It would be fuck the system. It would be like, no, we're gonna do what we want, we're gonna chase what we want, we're gonna chase our dreams. 1959, no, they were right. Get a job, go back to school, don't surf, surfing sucks.
It's hard. It's hard work. Why don't you put that hard work somewhere else where you can get some money?
All that being said,
yes,
I don't know if I like this movie.
You know,
I think it's fine.
It's
very unmemorable. We watched this movie in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We were sitting on our bed looking at the computer with the view of the beach.
Beautiful
as
beach.
we were watching this movie, and the only thing I was thinking the whole time is, I don't really want to be out on that beach. So maybe that's not fair to the movie but
I mean, it was filmed in California, and then we're staring at like, the beautiful beach in Hawaii. So we're like, comparison.
I mean, California has beautiful beaches, but like,
not like our beach. Not like our beach, guys. Our beach. Incomparable to other beaches.
I found none of these characters that compelling. I didn't think Gidget was that interesting of a person.
Well, she was interesting enough to get a trilogy of movies and a spin-off series.
I can't believe they made more.
Yeah.
Like I don't
2 more movies.
I don't get this. Like Moondoggy is one of like he's nothing. The only interesting character to me in this whole movie was Big Kahuna, and the only emotional
I knew you were going to say
the only emotional reaction I had to this movie
was when the bird died.
Big Kahuna's bird died. Which just comes out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, because he's a lonely, miserable dude.
Just go to Kauai and get you a chicken.
Oh my God, there are chickens everywhere. I hit the mic again, babe. Jesus, I'm so bad at this.
Guess we got to go quit.
Are we done?
I think we're done with talking about Gidget.
We're talking
So, Scott, our next 2 weeks that I have planned out for us.
Our final 2 weeks. Maybe.
Yes, sure. Our final, we say final 2 weeks, but it's not like we're going to stop doing this. It's just we're going to kind of switch over from movies to something else.
Do we want to talk about that yet, or is it too early?
I don't know, Scott. Do you want to talk about it right now, or do you not want to talk about it right now? It's evidently your choice.
I would like to. I'm asking you.
Oh, you're going to ask me.
Comfortable?
I don't care.
So let's talk about the next theme.
Shall we reveal?
Let's talk about the next theme first, and then we'll do that.
So, because I turned 30 this year, we're going to do movies that are turning 30. So it's 30, Flirty, and Thriving. Mm-hmm. So movies that came out in 1989. Mm-hmm. And my movie that I have chosen, it was a toss-up because there's like some really good movies that came out in 1989. First of all, The Little Mermaid came out in 1989. Dead Poet Society came out in 1989. When Harry Met Sally came out in 1989. And then 2 movies that I had this down to were Uncle Buck and the one that I chose, Steel Magnolias. I'm talking, it's like a solid year of movies.
You know what's an even better year for movies?
What?
1999.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, the nines. Go look up a list of movies that came out in 1999. You will be stunned.
I'm gonna look it up.
And while you were doing that, I'm gonna tell you the movie I picked, because the movie I picked also came out in 1989 because that's the theme. And I picked James Cameron's The Abyss.
Yes, The Matrix, Fight Club.
Keep going.
American Pie, The Sixth Sense.
Keep going.
Being John Malkovich.
Keep going.
Toy Story 2, The Blair Witch Project, Notting Hill.
Keep going.
I thought I said American Beauty. Did I not?
No.
The Mummy.
Keep going.
10 Things I Hate About You, Never Been Kissed. Oh my gosh, The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Keep going.
You are right. This is a good one. We're going to skip over that one because that's not any good. Girl Interrupted.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Something about them nines. Oh, you're Iron Giant. Okay, yeah. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Oh.
We should do a whole podcast about 1999.
About 1999? What about 1989?
Nah, fuck that. Nothing good happened in 1989.
The Cider House Rules? I was born in 1989.
Thank you for explaining my joke. Anyway, so next week we will be doing my movie, The Abyss.
No, next week we're doing my movie.
That's not how it works, babe.
Yes, it is. I have the thing. Look, We're going to go to
You're
media.
right. You're right.
Then we're going to go.
You're right. No, you're right.
I'm right?
You're right.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
Elyse, you are correct.
Thank you.
You are right.
Thank you.
Your movie is next week. So next week we will be doing Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias, yes.
And then after that we'll be doing The Abyss. And then what are we doing after that, Elyse? What happens after those two movies?
We're picking a movie that is important to both of us.
Yeah, so the theme we came up with was for our final theme of this format of the show.
Movies formatting like this, yes.
The theme we picked was movies that are important to our relationship.
Yes, relationship, that's right.
And see, the thing that happened was we both picked the same movie. So we're just going to do one episode about that movie.
It's such a great
movie,
movie, guys.
Called About Time.
It's about time we end the show in this format.
And then the format's changing. And Elyse, what is the format changing to?
California, here we come.
So a fun fact for you guys. One of the things that when I basically decided I wanted to do a show with Elyse.
Because he knew how wonderful I was.
A long time ago. Because I think she's hilarious, and even though she interrupts me constantly, I think she's funny and entertaining, and I think people in the world would enjoy her. So I wanted to bring her to the world. But the idea that I had at the time was, what if we cover teen television shows?
Yeah.
Like television.
Oh,
like
do you have my old
dramas.
theme song?
We called the show.
What did we call it?
It was called Teenage Wasteland.
After Teenage
Baba
Wasteland. And I tried to get it in the throat, and it really hurt.
Yeah. So that was the idea for the show we had. Then we settled on Vow of You, and we liked this format better, so we went with it. Here's the problem: we're 67 episodes in, and we're running out of movies that.
I can only be so creative, guys.
Well, we're getting to a point where we've seen a lot. Like we're getting to a point where the movies that we have to pick are ones that we've seen. And yes, I know what you guys are thinking, but y'all barely talk about the movies. True.
Maybe we'll go back and talk about movies every so often. We need a little break.
But the thing we're going to do, the thing we're going to shift to, as Elyse hinted, is we're going to do an episode.
One of my favorite shows.
We're going to do an episode by episode discussion of the OC. And maybe after we finish the OC, we'll move on to other teen drama. I just want to have conversations with you about these shows.
This is a great
OC
show.
Is a show that was, I think, pretty important to both of us. I stopped watching it after I think the second season, but
I've watched the series a couple times through. Quite a few times, actually.
So I think, I don't.
So we're gonna call it.
We haven't 100% said.
I've decided what I want to call it.
Okay.
The OCSEE.
And here's and that's my problem with the show name, is because this podcasts are an audio format, and every time you say the name of the show, you have to explain the joke.
Oh, I see.
So anyway, name pending.
I think it's a great one.
What's going to change?
I don't know, Scott. What's going to change?
Not much.
Is it still going to be me and you?
It's
Are you going to get another girl in here?
No.
You going to have Maggie on the mic? Have you taught her to talk yet?
Look, I would like you to reach out to Rachel Bilson on Instagram and see if she will guest on the show.
I have 3 degrees to her.
Are you sure it's 3? Can you count them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get her on the show.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I got 3 degrees.
No, so I think here's what's going to change. We're going to try to spend a little bit more time on the actual show topic. So we're probably going to talk about the OC episodes a little more than we talk about the movies. I hope so.
Maybe. We'll see about that, guys.
It's not going to be an analytical podcast.
No. This is a teen show.
Yeah, sometimes I try to analyze things with Elyse, and it just doesn't work.
Get back into our teenage thinking.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were Seth Cohen?
We've got so much to say.
Oh my gosh, Marissa.
These shows.
Early 2000s fashion. What?
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be doing
Who
that.
Would you rather swim with?
Rosies and Thornies is not going away. That's going to stay. We're still going to do that. Yeah. We're still going to...
As long as the Bachelorette is going, we're going to talk about that.
I think we're going to move that part of the show, though. We're not going to... The thing that I would like to do...
So this is the thing. Scott wants to move that to the end of the show.
Yeah.
So that way you can turn it off.
No, that's not what I want to do it. It's because if the show is called The OC, if that stays the name of the show, I want people to hear us talking about The OC earlier in the show than the back half of the show.
So we're going to have what went on this week. Then we're going to have what we watched this week for the show. Then we're going to have what we watched this week not related to the show.
Yeah. So we're going to do that episode by episode. I think, how many seasons is the OC?
4.
4 seasons at 22 episodes apiece. So that's going to be quite
The last season's a little bit shorter,
so
I
that's going to be quite an undertaking for us. Hopefully we'll become the world's most premier and excellent OC podcast. I think we're already there just by having the idea to do it, but we'll see. So that's what the show's going to change into. Again, we're not 100% on the name yet. We need artwork and stuff, but it's going to be on the same feed. So if that makes you go, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe,
Don't do
do that.
Why would you press another button?
Yeah, don't press buttons. Buttons suck.
Yeah. It's just more work for that finger.
All right, guys, that is all we have time for this week. If you like this podcast and
Yes, Scott.
the future podcast, it will be the OC, which is 3 weeks away, right? We might take a little break between. We need artwork.
Well, you better get on this.
We need an official title.
I gave you the official title.
I'm not in love
Okay,
with
well,
it.
you think of something better then.
Okay. Anyway, if you like this podcast and you want to see all the other shows we do, you can find them at doofmedia.com. I won't say www because Elyse yells at me when I do that.
Thank you.
Also,
Yes.
they can be a patron of
You
Doof
can.
Media. How do they do that?
You can
Elyse?
go to patreon.com/doofmedia and you can give any amount that you would like to. You might think about, what's the worst pizza you've ever had? What do you regret paying? What amount would you like to have given to someone else instead of payment for that pizza?
That Hawaiian pizza cost us $25.
And if we had gotten that $25 instead of you spending it on that Hawaiian pizza, think about how much better our world would be.
Our world specifically. Nobody else is just our world.
Just our world. Yeah. Our world.
Also, if you happen to be listening via Apple Podcasts, please head on over there and leave us a rating and a review. Every review helps us and helps new people find the show. And when we switch over, when we start talking about the OC, it will be so extremely important for you guys to leave reviews then, because that will get us seen by people who want to see the O.
See, you kind of like
I
it.
kind of like it. Come up with a logo idea, Elyse.
I've already told you.
Have you?
Yes, I've told it to you.
Okay, we'll
Like,
talk
well,
about
what do we do about it? And I was like, well, here we go. And then I explained it to you, and you were like,
Would you draw it?
Fine.
Okay, because we will be back next week with Elise's movie Steel Magnolias with it's the Mentel.
Get some tissues.
It's the Mentel all over the back. Do we have to cover that? I
Yeah,
hate that
because remember it has that thing at the beginning.
Anyway, we'll be back next week. Elise,
Yes.
we totally forgot about the whole part of the podcast where we're supposed to talk about relationships and compare and contrast the movies. That's how little I cared about Gidget. Don't watch Gidget. Just listen to us. Goodbye.